if we can make our way, everyone, no one wants to come out. You'll get a nice tan. You'll have the first tan of the year. Put your sunscreen on. If you can make your way outside, we're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. If you can make your way, let me know. I mean, if you're going to stay, we've got some people staying in there, but if you can make your way for those standing back there, we got good seats with primo sun. Look, you pay a lot of taxes to stand in this sun. This is prime. People in New York right now would die to be in this sun. I got you. You got the good seats. Sort of sun, sort of not sun. But for the rest of the folks, we'll make our way and we'll get started here shortly. All right. Is everybody sort of there? You guys are the good listeners, by the way. I appreciate you guys. Less intimidating. Less people here. All right, final call. We're going to get started. Alyssa, you give me the thumbs up. You ready? All right. Where's the boss? All right, everybody ready? We're going to get started here. Welcome to the state of North County, everyone. Give you a round of applause. This is a beautiful night, beautiful evening. I'm Miles Himmel. I'm the communications director. I get to be the MC. I get a raise with this. Well, I asked for a raise. I didn't get a raise, but I asked for a raise for this. Instead, I just get the microphone, and I get to thank all of you guys for being here tonight, which is amazing. So thank you guys. I mean, if you came from Oceanside, San Marcos, Vista, Escondido, the unincorporated communities, wherever you came, it means the world that you're here tonight. Got a lot of special people. We're going to recognize some of those folks here tonight, and it truly is an honor. And this evening, this event, and what makes it so special is celebrating you guys, celebrating the people that make North County so special. And it's going to be a wonderful evening. Now, I've got some housekeeping. Bathrooms, right here, over to my right, in there. Now, after Supervisor Desmond's speech, we have this space for networking. You can get your tan on some more. It might get sunburned if you're out here for too long. But look, and then at 6:30, you can head to your seats for the game. What a cool state of North County this is. This isn't like a stuffy, you're in a boardroom. We've got a basketball game here after as well. So our tickets are in block section 112. Okay, so when you exit the lounge, you're going to take a right. You'll hit 112. Your row and seat number is on your ticket. So you got that. I'll repeat it later. Also, the sliders. Who likes the sliders here tonight? Who likes the food? From Ranch 45, Brant Beef, one of the best here. Tanners. You guys know Tanners in Oceanside? That's where that's from. That's an incredible family that's been doing it a long time, so we want to thank them. Also, I want to give a big special thanks to our sheriffs, our first responders here keeping us safe here tonight. That is really, and truly not just tonight, but every day, but we really appreciate you guys for being here tonight. Also, this is being live streamed. You can send it to your friends. I'm sure there's millions watching, and it's because of KOCT TV. And you'll see them. They've got their black shirts on, so can we give it Carly and her crew? And also to the staff and the servers from this wonderful Frontwave Arena. Let's give them a round of applause. How cool is this, huh? All right, now if you are able to stand, we're going to have our invocation, and I want to invite Jordan Dietz from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes to give the invocation and say a quick word about Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Hey everyone, like you said, I'm Jordan Dietz with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I have the privilege of serving as the San Diego County Director for our ministry, and our mission is simple. It's to lead every coach and athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and his church, and it's such a privilege. I've been with FCA for 14 years. I grew up here in San Diego County, and just the fact that I get to serve here, get to be a part of life change in the lives of coaches and athletes is huge. So thank you for the opportunity to be here, and if you don't mind, just bow your heads for a quick moment and we'll say a prayer. So Lord, we want to thank you so much for just bringing us here. This place, North County, is a special place. And if we've landed here, Lord, we are blessed. And we just want to ask that your hand of blessing would continue on the people that you've gathered here tonight, Lord. Thank you for bringing people from the political spectrum, from the civic world, first responders, Lord, from churches, from nonprofits here to gather. And I just want to pray a blessing of wisdom over everyone's here, Lord. Wisdom and discernment, Lord, like Solomon in the Bible, who asked for wisdom and discernment over riches, Lord. We just pray that you would fill our minds and our hearts, Lord, with wisdom from you to be able to make decisions that help lead this area, Lord, and this special place of North County into a place that we love to call home. And we just grow what you're doing here, Lord. So we lift this night up to you. Thank you for Jim and the team who put this on. Just help us to enjoy a great event, enjoy a great basketball game, and be with us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you.
All right, if you can remain standing, we've got the presentation of the colors and the playing of the national anthem from the San Diego Regional Honor Guard. Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you guys for that special thing. Now, I hate when I wear the same clothing and someone else is wearing it, so I want to make sure no one else is wearing this, right? No one else? Nobody else has that. That's special. I'll sell it to you for a lot of money here tonight. Now, before we get into tonight's program, I want to take a moment to recognize some very important people. Our elected officials here tonight. We have plenty of them, so we're going to do the one clap rule, all right? So I'll say a name, and then we all clap, okay? You ready? Let's try it. Mayor Rebecca Jones. Good. Of San Marcos. I should have said that. Sorry. Mayor of Vista, John Franklin. Deputy Mayor of San Marcos, Mike Sinella. Whoa, the wind. Carlsbad City Council, Melanie Burkholder. Jeff Fox. I think that's Vista. Is that Vista? Vista. San Marcos, Ed Musgrove. Oceanside, Rick Robinson. Oh gosh, this is long. Okay, hold your clap. San Diego County Assessor, Recorder, County Clerk, Jordan Marks. There you go. And Assistant CAO, Caroline Smith. Where's Caroline? Thank you for being here. Let's give a round of applause to everybody. Now, did I miss someone? Did I miss elected official? Because God forbid I miss somebody. All right. Let me know, and we'll give you a bigger round of applause. All right. Thank you guys for your leadership, truly, and for being here in Caroline and all our county staff. I don't know everybody who is here, but thank you guys. Those are kind of the unsung heroes, the people really behind the scenes at the county that do that. So thank you guys all for being here, and if you're watching. And if you have a problem with the county, we've got everybody here. So get your problems fixed tonight. This is like a come here, get your problems. You got something, come here. Now, none of this would be possible without generosity of our sponsors here tonight. These organizations stepped up because they believe in North County and they want to make sure it stays this way, and they mean a lot to it. So I want to give a special shout out first to AT&T. We have a special award, if we can give a round of applause.
John.
John.
Hey, thank you.
That's John from AT&T.
Here we go. With the three of us.
All right, John. Awesome.
All right,
Thank you. Thank you, John. All right, now we also have sponsors, the Oceanside Police Officers Association, Mark Terrio. Thank you, Mark. And where's Jordan? Did Jordan go too far? We also have Jordan Dietz from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I don't know. Did he get his award? Come on up, Jordan. Thanks, Jordan. Give him a round of applause one more time. I mean, this doesn't just happen. There's a lot of money, there's a lot of people, a lot of volunteers that all make this happen, so thank you guys as well. All right, now one of my favorite parts of this evening in every state of North County, we have the privilege of recognizing some wonderful people and groups, organizations that go above and beyond for our community. And these are the people who do it not for the spotlight, they do it because they care. So to help me present these awards, I'd like to invite the man who needs no introduction, although he did ask me to make this 10 minutes long. So no, I'm just kidding. Let's get Supervisor Jim Desmond up here. Hey, yeah, Joe Biden. To help give these awards out. So our first award is the Fire Honoree. Our first honoree is a leader who has dedicated his career to protecting people of Oceanside after decades of service. He's retiring this June, but his impact will be felt for years. Please join me in honoring Chief David Parsons of the Oceanside Fire Department.
Just the two of us, huh? All right, cool.
Thank you. Thank you, David. Enjoy retirement, right? Our next fire honoree is someone who is truly unique, special, does so much for this community, and she's not a firefighter, but she shows up. She volunteers her time to motivate, inspire others, and members of the Oceanside Fire Department, washing the rigs, helping at the stations, and lifting spirits. Please welcome Shelby Froelich.
All right. Yeah, that's good. Thank you so much. It's okay. Good job. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you for all you do, Shelby. This next award is the one that carries some special meaning. This is the Legacy Award. It doesn't mean you're old, Tom, by the way. That's not what it means here. The Legacy Award recognizes someone who contributes to North County, have left a lasting mark on our community, and tonight that honor goes to Tom Morrissey. A great golfer, too. One of the best.
I've played with it. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, good to see you. Okay.
quick about Tom Morris. He's a great humanitarian, a great contributor to all good things in Oceanside, and he also built a Popeyes near my house. So thank you, Tom. Thank
Thank you for that, Popeyes. Yes. Now, for one of the most meaningful categories of the night, these are the unsung heroes. Easy for me to say. These are the people and organizations doing incredible work, often without fanfare, but we want to recognize them here tonight. First, from the Andy Valenta Melanoma Foundation, Kaylee Valenta and her two beautiful children. Look at them. And I should say, this is a group that offers free skincare screenings to firefighters, raises awareness about cancer in the fire service. They're protecting the people who protect us.
Here we are in the hot sun.
Thank you, guys. And finally, Elks Lodge, number 1561, 1561. Every Thursday, they provide a free meal to the Oceanside High School varsity football team and coaches, and they honor tradition, family, and community. It's a simple act that means a lot to those young men. Please give a warm welcome to Joe Royhas. All right, can we give a round of applause to all our awardees here tonight? Very good. You want to get out of the sun for a second? He'll be back. He'll be back. Now, before I hand the mic over to Supervisor Desmond, I want to take a moment to introduce our team. These are the people that make all this possible. These are the people who answer your calls, get back to your emails. Supervisor Desmond talks about often. We may not always have the answer you want, but we're going to get back to you. We're going to respond to you. And so we want to honor those people. And so I don't even know if the staff knows this, but I'd like them to come up. And Darren, you're the first one to come up. Darren has been with the county 20 years. He started when he was 12. He served under multiple supervisors, managed wildfire recovery, and he led the Department of Planning and Development Services. He's also a former school board member, a youth sports coach, and a proud UCSD and SDSU alum. Darren is the engine that keeps this office running. Darren Gretler, our Chief of Staff. Now born right here in Oceanside, Megan Ewert is a Pepperdine grad. Megan, you got to come up too. A former college basketball player. She's going to go out and play tonight. No, she's not. And someone who has spent years working on campaigns, volunteering for anti-human trafficking events. Before joining our team, she handles everything from behavioral health to public safety, and she does it with heart and cares. Isn't that nice? Now, Adrienne Cisneros Seligman is our community liaison. She's the one who's handing the awards out up here. She served in the White House administration as a presidential, what were you? What were you?
Presidential appointee.
Political appointee twice. And she brings that experience every day to our community meetings, every planning group, and every event that she attends. Please give a warm welcome to Adrienne. Is Madi Soul here? Is she still out there trying to check people in? Because she should come running down right now. Madi's been with the county since 1999, also starting when she was 12. Over 25 years of service. She's a native San Diegan, mom of 3 beautiful girls, and she's and that's it. I had a bunch of other stuff, Madi, but I didn't want to mess it up. So Madi, if you're here, I think she's working out there, but please give a warm welcome to Madi. Now, Chase is like the dream story. Chase O'Farrell is our policy aide, and he's the American dream because he started as an intern, and now he's with us. Look, you can come all the way to the top, Chase. He handles, he's our jack of all trades. Now, Chase is truly remarkable. He handles state stuff, animal services, libraries, just about everything we throw at him. When we have a problem, we say, ask Chase. Chase, you'll solve it. So please give a warm welcome to Chase O'Farrell. Candace Yee is who Supervisor Desmond calls the money lady. She's in charge of the grants, and she was born and raised in Hawaii. She's used to this heat, I think, right? Hey, you like this heat, Candace? She also is the one who makes sure your tax dollars get reinvested into the community, and you're going to hear a bit about that in the speech tonight. So if you've been extra nice to Candace, maybe, just maybe, she'll give your community some grant money. But please give a warm welcome to Candace Yee. I think Patty Carranza's with Maudie out there, so she's been with the county for 17 years. She manages Supervisor Desmond's calendar, so if you need a meeting with Supervisor Desmond, don't go to him, don't go to me, you go to Patty, and she'll make it happen, and she's the gatekeeper, but she's wonderful. If you've ever called her office, you may have talked to Patty as well. She usually has her hands on it, whether it's an email or something, so please give a warm welcome to Patty Carranza. And Alyssa is running around here. Alyssa is the one who made this whole thing happen here tonight at Frontwave, because she came before our office 7 years in the sports and entertainment, overseeing large-scale events, and she took the lead on this. We're so lucky to have her. Are you our newest member besides our interns? Yeah, I know. I think you're our newest member. Please give it up for Alyssa. We also have Cyrus, who's running the slideshow over there, and Lily. Where's Lily? Lily's somewhere around here. You should come out here. Lily loves the attention, I know. I know she does. These are our awesome interns, and they're not just like sitting there. They are doing a lot of work. They're doing a lot of research, and so please give a warm welcome to Lily and Cyrus as well. And he's not here tonight, so he doesn't give a fancy intro, but Hunter McDonald is our land use advisor. If you're trying to build something in North County, you probably spoke to Hunter. And so he's not here tonight, but I'm sure he's watching. We'll make sure he's watching, right? And I'm Miles Himmler, Communications Director. I'm honored to be part of the team, and I saved myself for last so I could get the longest applause. But can you please give a warm welcome to our whole team here. And I wanted you guys up here because I'm going to be the one to say it, but I know every single one means this, what I'm about to say, because we've had the privilege of working, like I said, a lot of these people up here have worked for different people, different groups, but we have the privilege of working for someone who is truly great, who truly cares about this community. This is a man who doesn't just talk about North County, he fights for it every single day. And I think if you're here tonight, you know that, but I just want to reiterate that. We get to see, this is a special thing about our team, we get to see the little moments, the good ones, the tough decisions, and every decision that is made, how it can help people. It's not how it can help Jim or how it can help the team, it's how it can help North County. What is the best thing for North County? And he doesn't do it for headlines, he does it because he genuinely cares about Oceanside, about San Marcos, about every community here. And he shows up, and the staff you met and the staff behind me, he's the reason we're all here. And he built a team that believes in service. He leads by example every single day. It really is an honor. I mean this, and especially if this is our last state of North County all here together, it really is an honor. It's my privilege to introduce him. It's all our privilege to introduce him. Please welcome your county supervisor, Jim Desmond. You coming down?
It's a great team. They just all left me. And they're dressed for a funeral, it looks like. I didn't get that memo. But hey, I did want to say thank you, everybody here, for being here. The breeze isn't that bad. I got rid of the coat, so gentlemen, anybody want to get rid of the coat and tie, feel free to do so. You're not going to hurt my feelings at all. I already got rid of the coat. But I just want to say thanks for coming out. It's like we were afraid it was going to be raining. It's not raining here, and so when we planned this several months out, and that was one of my biggest concerns. But today, you know, I've got a theme, and the theme is, in my opinion, it's government's job to provide you the people, with the tools, infrastructure, and the institutions you need to use your God-given talents to succeed in life, in family, and in community. Government should be giving you the infrastructure, giving you the tools that you need to do that, to be successful yourself. And the best measure of a good government is if the people, you are achieving your dreams and goals. So there's work to be done, as always, but I want to thank you again for being here tonight. The best part of this job, it's great to hear kids. There's a swim meet or something going on. We should be in the pool. Anyway, the best part of this job isn't the titles, it's or the votes. It's about the people I get to meet, the people I get to interact with, all the new friends I've been able to make, and relationships here, being on the board of supervisors, and just being able to help the community. To me, you know, having law enforcement, fire departments, you know, everybody in the community here as part of one big great team of making better decisions and North County a better place. But I got to thank somebody first, who puts up with me all the time. For 42 years, Carrie, my wife Carrie, and I have been married, and she's put up with me in this job, and so I wanted to recognize Carrie and say thank you very much, dear. Thank you for your patience, the deep conversations we get into sometimes, and really appreciate your help and support, dear. Thank you so much. Also want to thank my incredible staff who was just up here. I have a great staff, and I empower them to fix things. I empower them. If we get a phone call at the office and you answer the phone and you can fix it, do it. I want them to be able to fix it. Don't bring everything to me. But if we can do that, and they do that 99% of the times, they handle the problems. And if you're disappointed because you make a call to the office and you don't get me, know that I'm just going to go to them and have them do it. So I'm the middleman in this case. So I want to make sure I empower them to fix things, and they do a fantastic job. And my office is one of the few out of the 5 at the county. We've had very little turnover at all. A lot of the folks have been with me for 7, 8 years now, and I don't know if they can't get a job someplace else, but they stick around, and I'm really appreciative. So, as mentioned, we got leaders of the community here, business owners, representatives, first responders, educators, veterans, all out here. And as Miles had mentioned, this district goes from Oceanside all the way to Borrego Springs. It's really a fascinating district. And I call North County, we're the land of opportunity. We are where opportunity exists. But opportunity isn't easy. And tonight, I'm going to be honest, with everyone, as I always am, but about some of the things we've been able to do and achieve together, and then what still needs to be worked on and needs to be fixed. So right off the bat, we all know that families across San Diego County are struggling. They're struggling because they're trying to make ends meet. And they're not everybody's asking for handouts or things like that, but they're saying, hey, I'm doing everything right. I'm working a job. I'm got a paycheck, but I just can't seem to get ahead. And I think a lot of people are feeling that crunch when you go out to buy groceries, you go to buy dinner, you go to the gas station, and all these sorts of things. And in my opinion, most of the problem and why things are happening is because of government. And in my opinion, government needs to get out of the way sometimes so that things can work, because you know what you can do in your lives better than government does. And so I really, I think that's one of the things I want to start with is government isn't always the answer, and they shouldn't be. But so we truly in North County, we have everything here. We got oceans, we got beaches, we got, in Oceanside, we've got beaches, the Frontwave Arena here, many cultures, Vista, a lot of businesses, innovation, and breweries. San Marcos, education and growth. Escondido has the arts, culture, housing, and history. Fallbrook, avocados, agriculture and wineries. Valley Center, ranching and open space, and a rodeo. And Borrego Springs has open space, dark skies, and tranquility. If you ever go out there, it's just so tranquil and quiet, and it's just a great place to relax in Borrego Springs. And we also have the small but mighty communities of Bonsall, Rainbow, Ranchita, Warner Springs, and we have between. If you ever drive the drive from Ranchita down into Borrego, we've got some of the most breathtaking landscape on the planet. I think it's just gorgeous. So we've got everything we need, but very importantly also, we've got our tribal nations. Do we have any tribal members here today? Raise your hand. Nope. But we have our tribal nations. We've got out in the unincorporated areas, and they're our neighbors. They're our partners. I've had the great opportunity to work with them and trying to achieve their goal, make sure they get their goals achieved, and we also do at the same time for a mutual benefit. So I wanted to point out real quickly before I forget, we got county staff is here. Could our county staff members raise their hands? Come on, we got county staff here, made it all the way up. Thank you for being here. You got any questions? Ask them. No, we do behavioral health. We got housing department. We got, what other departments are here? Who do we, huh? Oh, child and family services. CAP Fire. Oh yeah, CAL Fire as well. So we've got great opportunities, and the county staff has been great to work with, and very understanding and very helpful. And they know most of my staff, and we work together very well. So I appreciate that. But what I said is, North County is about opportunity, and we're investing to keep it that way. We funded Save Oceanside Sand to help restore the coastal habitat. We've also helped Stoke for Life. We helped them purchase adaptive wheelchairs. Now this is for athletes that of all abilities. It's for them to be able to get into the water and to surf. So we've been able to help them out with that funding. And we continue to invest and build in our communities. We got new parks in Fallbrook and Valley Center. And we're reinvesting your tax dollars back into the community. That's where the tax dollars should be going, is back into your community. Where your organizations that are local make a difference. Through my office, we help the Boys and Girls Club of Vista. Boys and Girls Club of Vista, we helped them buy a bus just recently, and they were able to pick up kids and bring them to their after-school programs. So kids whose parents work up until 6 o'clock at night or something like that, the bus has the opportunity, you know, to pick them up and bring them to the Boys and Girls Club. We also did the same a couple years ago in Oceanside. Unfortunately, it was right before COVID. We bought this $180,000 bus for Oceanside Boys and Girls Club, and they couldn't use it because of COVID. So I think my staff lived in it for a while. No, but we've been able, so I'm happy actually and honored. There's about 6 Boys and Girls Clubs in our district, and they do such a. If you're involved in the Boys and Girls Clubs, or you've been, or you donated to them, they're great organizations. They really help, help the community and help our kids stay and keep on the right track. Yes, Boys and Girls Club. Let's give them a hand. And through my office, we've been able to help in Fallbrook with youth baseball, because a parent called our office and said, hey, the kids in the fields didn't have the life-saving devices they needed to have on the fields and have that on site. We were able to get them those life-saving devices, basically defibrillators and things like that, which you wouldn't think kids need, but every once in a while they do. We helped get a scoreboard at Ron Ortega Park for Oceanside's American Little League, a league serving about 600 families. Now, I'm an engineer. I wasn't born a politician, and my wife will tell you she married a pilot, not a politician. But I'm an engineer, but we still need the arts. We still need the arts and to support the arts. So we've supported music education through Rancho Buena Vista, band boosters in Vista, the marching band at Mission Hills High School. In the county of North County, it's opportunities that we have and opportunities that we produce for people to be successful. We got some of the best, top-performing K through 12 schools in the county. We've got great schools here, and we have Maricosta College and Palomar College, who expand career training for our students, and now they're offering 4-year degrees as well. Cal State San Marcos, they're producing. Any Cal State folks here? All right, Cal State. All right, here we go. Thank you. That's right. Okay. Or the Mighty Cougars. All right, which could mean something else. But anyway, I didn't. Is this being recorded, Miles? Yeah. We have Cal State San Marcos. They're producing the next generation of nurses, teachers, engineers, and entrepreneurs. And North County is about education. It's educational opportunity here, and we're investing in it as well. Maricosta College, a county, we helped build a playground at their Child Development Center. The county funded capital improvements for the new Coastal Academy High School in Oceanside. And we're not just educating students, we're building a workforce, we're creating opportunity, we're giving first-generation college students a leg up, and we're giving veterans opportunities and new career paths. Okay, how many veterans we got in the room? All right, veterans, raise your hand. Thank you to our veterans. All right. How many Navy veterans? All right, Navy. All right, Air Force. Oh, they're at the golf course. The Coast Guard. I always say, and Army. No Army? Oh, got an Army back in the back here. All right. For the loud ones, how about the Marines? All right, good. I saved you to last, the Marines. So thank you very much. How about Space Force? They're on the moon. They're on the moon today. But anyways, we want to give families a reason to believe that their kids can succeed right here in North County and hopefully live and stay here. This is one of the issues that we're having to deal with. You know, when I was mayor of San Marcos for several years, I focused on being the education hub of North County. Because at the time I was elected to the city council, we were fighting over cement plants and Walmarts. And instead of fighting over stuff, I was trying to figure out, what are the assets that we have here in San Marcos? And we had a brand new Cal State University San Marcos. And we also had a well-established Palomar College. It's been there since like 1947. And I asked the county staff, as a new council member, what are we doing? How are we working with the college and the university? And it was crickets. It says, well, we don't really talk, but you know, we hope they do well and we do well. So there wasn't any animosity, but we just weren't talking with the university or the Palomar College. So I went and set up an appointment with the university president and Palomar College president and talked to them about their goals and their vision and what they wanted to do. And so then once we had those conversations initially, then I worked with the county staff and we put our goals and visions in alignment because I wanted San Marcos to be the education hub of North County and to provide those opportunities for not only our students but all students throughout North County. And I know every city also in North County also has great schools, but I was trying to push to be the education hub. And so we attracted High Tech High to San Marcos. We also attracted University of St. Augustine, University of St. Catherine, and a lot of charter schools because we were open, we were friendly. We wanted that success and to give people the tools, like I mentioned, to succeed. And so I did that in San Marcos, and I'm echoing now. But I think education is the seed for opportunity. Education is where you start, and if we can provide that education and we can provide that to our residents that are living here, hopefully they'll stay here, they'll work here, and they'll be able to afford to live here. Let's see, but that's one of our biggest challenges for North County. We've got some great stuff going, we've done some good things, but our graduates can't afford to live here. They can't afford to stay here. We got young professionals that unfortunately are leaving the state because they can't, the housing costs are just pushing them out. We got teachers, nurses, first responders that commute up to 2 hours to get here, to get to work here. How many of our first responders here live in Riverside County? Yeah, they can't even afford to live here. We've got to be able to do better for our first responders, all of our people so they don't have to commute someplace else to live. That's why cost of living conversation is really what matters. And North County should be a place not only where there is opportunity, but where opportunity stays. And and people don't have to leave. Over the last few months, I've heard from the nurses, teachers, deputies, small business owners, and young couples all saying kind of the same thing. We love this place. We love it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. We got everything. But I don't know how much longer I can stay and afford to live here. And that's that's sad on us. You know, that's the firefighter in Vista. Wonder if they're ever going to own a home. Teacher in San Marcos commuting farther and farther away and living up in Riverside County. I like Riverside County, but you know, we've got issues with keeping people here. Work has begun, and the county has kind of worked around the edges and dealing with this issue, but there's a lot more that needs to be done. We eliminated fees for ADUs, auxiliary dwelling units. That's okay. Those are smaller houses that are on the property, so they are providing more houses, but that's a good start. We also secured over $75 million in funding for affordable and workforce housing. And David Australia here is from our Department of Housing. And where'd he go? He left already. He's going to build a couple more houses. But, you know, I keep hearing I'm trying to build housing and government's slowing me down. I recently spoke with a homeowner who was trying to put an ADU on their property for their parents. And the plans were ready, the financing was lined up, and they had all the materials, they had the labor, but they couldn't get their paperwork and permits through. That's why I have Darren Gretler on my staff to help people with their permitting processes and things like that. Each day of delay adds more and more cost to housing. Government can't be the bottleneck. We've got to be able to bust through this and get housing to be affordable, get housing so that a college graduate that's making $100 grand a year, $150 grand a year right out of college can afford to buy a house and start a family. Right now we got 45% of the cost of a house is government. 45% of the cost of a house is government. And so we've got to be able to bust through that. We need to reduce government regulations and costs. One of the big things our friends in Sacramento gave us is this vehicle miles traveled decree that basically wiped out about 50,000 buildable lots in the unincorporated area. 50,000. It's just crazy what these laws that come out from Sacramento, even some of our own, but mostly Sacramento, that is deterring us from being able to build housing and house the next generation. So next, at our very next board meeting, is it next week? Week after. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Now our next board meeting at the Board of Supervisors, I'm going to bring a proposal forward for a first-time home buyer pilot program so we can help new families to afford and buy homes. Thank you. It's going to focus on down payment assistance, interest rate buy-downs, partnerships that we can help young families get into and stay in the communities they were brought up and where they lived. Home ownership's not just about economics, it's about stability, dignity, and having a place to call home. I mean, that's what we all have, and we want the next generation to have that as well. I also just previously put forward to our to the county lobbyists, our lobbyists in Sacramento and Washington, D.C., and it got unanimous support by my colleagues, is to eliminate or get rid of the property gains taxes that you pay on your house when you sell your house, which is crazy. Thank you, the one person who owns a house. Right now, I mean, the house that you bought, you do get some relief in the first $250,000 if you're single, or $500,000 if you're married. But if you've bought a house 20, 30 years ago, you paid $250 or $300 for it, it's now worth $1.5, I guess, million. You're going to pay capital gains tax on anything over $500,000 of gain. And a lot of seniors, myself, are not selling their houses. They're not moving out of the big house that they raised their families in. And so we've got to be able to open up, and they put all the blood, sweat, and tears into that house. They mowed the lawn, they did the painting, they fixed the windows, they raised a family there and everything like that, and they put all that effort in. Why should the government benefit from you selling your house, in my opinion? So we need to do that so we can get more housing into the pipeline. I know these aren't all the answers, but we've got to do things to make sure this next generation doesn't completely leave Southern California and we let the American dream slip away. So this is something I'm going to keep working on and making sure that, we're kind of working around the edges right now, but we've got to do things to keep families here. We had several other challenges here in the last several years. We had COVID, where fear and uncertainty just took over with COVID. I fought to keep kids in schools and to keep churches open. I stood up for small businesses that were being crushed and just being, broad brushed shut down. Now, if it could be safe, you should be able to stay open. But unfortunately, there's a lot of anxiety came out of that, and we pushed for balance, transparency, and common sense. Common sense is, like I said, I'm an engineer. I just want to fix things. Common sense is what we really needed. But out of that, unfortunately, we also had a lot of mental health issues. And we got people from the Behavioral Health Department here today. But with mental health and addiction and homelessness and overwhelmed families and communities, we don't just talk about it here in North County. We built a healthcare system here in North County, and we're still in the process of doing that. But I am a big fan of treatment. Getting people that are homeless and they're drugged out on the streets, they got to get into treatment. They got to get treatment and care. I think it's more inhumane to leave people on the streets without getting the proper treatment. And if we've got the facilities, we should be able to do that. Thank you. I think families would thank us if we took their loved one or their son or daughter or whoever's out on the streets and dying on the streets. I mean, as a society, that's just the right thing to do. So we were able to build 3 crisis stabilization units here in North County or across the 78 corridor. When I first got into office, we had Tri-City Hospital, just before I got elected in, had shut down their crisis stabilization unit and their psychiatric unit, their psychiatric beds. They had to do it because of building issues, and it wasn't by choice, but they had to shut those down. So right away, I went to a brand new supervisor, Darren, Darren worked in midnight hours, coming up, my chief of staff, writing an agenda item to get a psychiatric hospital built at Tri-City Hospital. We asked for $17 million. 7 years later, got built, $28 million. But we pushed for that effort to get psychiatric beds and mental health treatment in North County. It just opened up last fall, this new psychiatric bed facility. So thank you. Thanks to my staff for helping with that. I'm a big fan of treatment. So the crisis stabilization units we have, what they basically is for families and law enforcement. Law enforcement used to have to drive all the way down to Rosecrans when they had somebody that was in mental health crisis and taking them off the beat for several hours. And now we've got 3 in North County. So what we also instituted up in North County the first mobile crisis response teams, for teams to go out, not just law enforcement, but psychiatric teams and other team members to go out and try to help people and get them into help if possible, so that every situation didn't turn into law enforcement or an ER visit. But we've built this, these crisis stabilization units and the psychiatric beds, but there's still more to do. There's still more to that pipeline we've got to build. But for the first time in decades, North County has a real behavioral health system. Not just funding, not just talk, but services and facilities for treatment and care. We also funded a student wellness center at El Camino High School in Oceanside, giving students a safe place for counseling. We supported an intertribal mental health and nonprofit organization facility to treat culturally sensitive addiction recovery services to our Native American communities. We're working together with them on these issues as well. And here in San Diego County, another challenge we had was fentanyl overdoses. It exploded in 2021. I know I'm telling all this bad news, sorry. But I'll have to bring it back up at the end. But we had 800 people in 2021 die of fentanyl in San Diego County. 800. 100,000 people died in 1 year across the country. So 3 years ago, I met with the parents of Connor White. Connor, he was 17 years old. He was an honor roll student, a varsity football player, and a 17-year-old kid. Day before he was going, the night before, he had a series of tests at school the next day. And Connor took a pill a friend gave him for his anxiety on this test. He was an honor roll kid, wanted to get straight A's all the time. So he took a pill. The next morning, the parents found him in his bed, dead. 17 years old. How would you, if you walk in on your teenager and you see that, it's like, oh my God. So it was just incredible. And I'll never forget the faces of those parents, and I met with several other parents, and I'm sure each and every one of us here probably knows somebody who died due to fentanyl. My office, we led the effort for the county to take action. We directed mandatory fentanyl education and training in our schools. Also placement of Narcan. We partners with our great district attorney, Summer Steffen. She couldn't make it here today, but Yoli is here from our office. Thanks, yeah. Is that for Yoli or for Summer Steffen? Both of them, okay. So we had a countywide awareness campaign, and we pushed a clear message to our youth that one pill can kill, even if it's from a friend. And today, for the first time in many years, we're seeing real progress. Nationally, the overdoses dropped sharply in 2024. And the early data in 2025, which we were just collecting, now shows even a further decline. And it also helped that the border was secure. So we didn't have people coming across the border unvetted carrying these drugs in a backpack or on a boat or things like that. So I thank the administration for doing that. But it didn't happen by accident. We just have to keep enforcing and keep standing up for our policies that protect families. Because every statistic represents a life, and every life is worth fighting for. And we didn't stop there. One Safe Place in San Marcos, hopefully you're all acquainted with, has become a life-saving resource, a place where victims, and this is led by DA Summer Stephan as well, One Safe Place in San Marcos for victims of child abuse, sexual assault, human trafficking, and elder abuse. They can go and they can get help and they can walk through one door and find everything they need under one roof. If they're a victim of child of abuse or something like that, and in most cases, unfortunately, it's a wife and an abusive husband or something like that. She leaves the house with 2 or 3 kids. They got nowhere to go. They got no place to. It used to be they go to the sheriffs. They go to the police stations and ask for help or report the crime. And then they have to go to a lawyer. Then they'd have to go to some place to find housing or food or shelter. That's all of that. All of those services are offered in one place now in North County, in San Marcos. I'm very proud to have helped Summer Stephan with that effort. Having just come off the mayordom in San Marcos, I was able to talk to the city council members and ease them about any anxieties or problems they might have. But this has been a saving place in North County, and we're very happy to have the One Safe Place. Let's give that entity a hand. So we also have programs like Veterans Moving Forward, the Wounded Warriors. Also, they work and focus on our veterans. I mean, it's a shame we still have veterans that are out there homeless, but we're doing all we can to make sure and prevent them anymore from becoming homeless. One thing, I'll just shift gears real quick here. One thing I want to let everybody know, and I think you can tell by the room and the people that are here today, I have rejected the uprising and calls to defund the police. Hell no. My gosh, it's just crazy. To defund the police? No way. Anyway, and also to support and stand with our firefighters and first responders. I mean, the firefighters here today as well. All in uniform, still cooking in the sun here. Dave, you still got your jacket on. Okay, anyway. But fires are still a threat. Fires are still a big threat here in North County, and the county recently bought 2 firefighting helicopters, including one capable of flying at night. We've added more firefighters. We've actually pushed for better brush management and fire prevention, and even sheep. Even sheep. All right, Darren, in my notes it says you're supposed to walk across with a sheep here, across the stage. Huh? Goats. No, goats. I learned about goats. Goats aren't as good. Okay, so sheep and goats to clear the brush. Goats eat the roots. Sheep don't. So anyway, there's your agriculture lesson for the day. I've learned more about sheep and goats than I've ever imagined. But we got to be able to clear the. I see somebody cheering for sheep and goat back here. Okay. Yeah. Did you forget the sheep, Darren? That was part of the show. Anyway, we've helped the Oceanside Fire Department. They recently launched a brand new a wildland division program, first of its kind here in North County, providing vegetation management, wildfire protection, and a workforce pipeline for training the next generation of firefighters. So they're going to go out and they're going to clear brush that is near home, clear some of the fuel that we saw, in Altadena and in the Palisades. That we need to clear this fuel. We can't always. We just can't let it happen and be right up against the housing and things like that. So Oceanside is starting this program, and what they're going to do, this pipeline for recruitment, is get young people to be part of these teams that go out and clear the brush. They're going to find out the best workers, the people who are working the hardest, and the people that want to be firefighters, and have a nice pipeline for the next generation of firefighters. So I really applaud, and it's today. Where's Chief Meach? We have CAL FIRE here. We've got one of our chiefs over here. We got our safety department here. I'm told, and I'm sure this is happening today, on high-risk wildfire days, we position personnel and equipment in the East County, in North County, places here to make sure that we are ready, they are ready to put the fires out as quickly as possible. So we're working to make sure we get that done and happened, and they've done a fantastic job. Okay, I'm here, bring you down again. I'm going to talk about Sacramento a little bit. But sometimes crazy ideas come down from Sacramento and come up from San Diego that hinder our opportunity to succeed. And we've pushed back. We have opposed gas taxes. We've opposed mileage taxes. We've opposed income-based electricity bills. I mean, this came out of Sacramento, that they were going to charge you electricity based on your household income, not how much electricity you use. We were able to fight back and kill that thing. And as I mentioned, this vehicle miles traveled has reduced so much of the county's housing ability in order to build housing, and we've got to fight and get rid of this vehicle miles traveled, because it really is hindering the county's ability in order to build housing in the unincorporated areas. And when Sandag came forward recently with a plan to increase your taxes even more, Sandag, the transportation agency for San Diego County, that great entity that promised us HOV lanes on the 78 a couple decades ago, and you're still paying taxes for it right now. They passed a tax, we passed a tax, we all voted on it in San Diego County in 2006. 2006, we voted on this tax that said, we'll increase your tax, our sales tax, by ½ cent, and they made all these promises on road projects. Well, that tax started in 2008, and we're paying it, that extra ½ cent, until 2048. For 40 years, we're paying this tax, and we're getting bupkis from Sandag up here in North County. Unfortunately, they changed the voting system to where the city of San Diego gets basically first crack at all these dollars. And we needed to, when Sandag comes forward and they want more money, we say, no, you made us promises. You got to fix these promises, or you got to make these whole. The HOV lanes were supposed to come across the 15 and the I-5 to connect those HOV lanes going across the 78. And to date, they still had, it's in the plans right now, which was good, but we need to get the funding for it, and you've already been paying for it. And thank you. And just get back to housing real quick. We have tried at the county for housing. We actually just approved in Harmony Grove. What was it for? Was it 400 housing units? 400 housing units in Harmony Grove. Brand new housing development. The developer's it's been years in the making. It was a 5-0 vote by your board of supervisors. But unfortunately, the Sierra Club does good things, but they also do bad things by blocking any housing getting built. And they're now suing this entity, which has been approved by the county after all these years, all the permits, all the pricing. See, commissioners was here, Colton Sudbury. Where are you, Colton? Up, is he here? All right. Anyway, and they just keep sued and sued, and housing developments just don't happen. That's part of the reason why housing costs just keep going up so much. All these lawsuits. Okay. Let's see. Next. Oh. I want to mention, I'm almost done. Okay. Recently I was able to meet with the EPA director or administrator, Lee Zeldin, to discuss the Tijuana River issue. Now, fortunately, the Tijuana River doesn't make its way up here to Oceanside. But we've got, I mean, this is a huge problem we've got in San Diego County. In my opinion, the Tijuana River does not need more studies. It doesn't need more bureaucracies. We know where this crap is coming from. It requires us to hold Mexico accountable. We've got to hold Mexico accountable. I've learned through all these iterations, hey, it's actually cooling off out here. I've learned through all these iterations, these promises have been made since 1944. 1940, that's 82 years we've been putting up with this. So, you know, if a neighbor was dumping their garbage in your front yard, would you just go out and buy more garbage cans? Or would you stop that? That's what we need to do. We need to get tough with Mexico. We're getting, don't want to ruin dinner, but 1 million gallons a day of sewage we are getting across the border every day. This coming across, including our beaches. We have to hold, so what Lee Zeldin was able to do and the current administration was able to do was they came up with an agreement that puts projects and timelines in for Mexico to build facilities, to build treatment plants, and so that they can handle their own sewage instead of putting it over the border. So we've got some timelines and projects that have to be met. But if they don't meet them, there's no teeth in this agreement. There's no consequences. We have to be able to hold them accountable. I wish we knew somebody in Congress that would go and fight for this and make sure that we keep Mexico and we make sure they do and keep up their end of the bargain. We gotta keep doing that. We want to be partners. We want to be have great economies with Mexico and Tijuana. But at a certain point, up with so much sewage. So where do we going from here? I already talked about, we had the wildfire protection going on, behavioral health services happening, fighting against taxes, the Tijuana River. We still need to fight the American dream. So where do we go from here? So as I said in the beginning, government's about providing infrastructure for you to succeed, the citizens to succeed and grow. And as we look ahead, I just want to be very clear. I'm termed out at the end of this year, but I'm not going to go quietly. I want to make sure that we still fight for these things here in North County. There's too much at stake, and the families that can't afford to live here, businesses barely hanging on, seniors that can't afford to live here. We have homeless veterans. But the good news is, at North County, we've got everything. We've got the resources, the education, we've got the all the tools that we need here. We got strong communities, strong residents, people like yourselves who are willing to show up at an event, at something like this. I don't know if it was a free basketball game or what, but you showed up. But people like yourselves that are willing to step up and do the right thing. We have the tools and we have the opportunities here in North County. And North County's future, it's not what's going to happen to us, it's something that we are going to build together. Thank you very much. All right. Where's Miles? What do we do now, Miles? Drink up and be happy? Are people going to be able to go in and see the stadium? At some point soon? We needed the better ending. I'll hand it back to Miles, my communications director here. All right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Supervisor. All right, we get to mingle. Where's Alyssa? Alyssa, somewhere. Okay, Alyssa's back there. 6:30, we get to mingle here till, and then we go to section 112. Am I remembering that correctly? All right, so mingle, food, drinks, use your drink tickets. Again, thank you. We've got a lot of people here. Get to know them, get to know your neighbors. Thank you guys so much for being here.